I'm going to teach you all the secrets that credit repair companies do not want you to know. All right, I want to preface this video by saying this is not a bashing party. This is not about talking trash about any specific companies, okay? But I want my subscribers to be very educated on the true differences and how the process should work if you work with a credit repair organization. I don't even like the name of credit repair. I don't even want to be in the same boat as credit repair. As you see right there, I use the word credit management because we're not mechanics, man. Like, we manage credit files, and that's a really important thing to understand. But a lot of people have a really huge misconception of what credit repair companies can truly do. And the problem is because you have people out there spreading a bunch of nonsense. So I really want to educate you on these things that you need to understand about. First and foremost, I want you to really understand this. There is nobody on God's given earth that can tell you whether or not they can or cannot delete something. Because, understand this, nobody works for the credit bureaus. There's not one credit repair organization out there that works for the credit bureaus and can say, oh yeah, man, I can delete this. Because they don't control what happens at the credit bureau, okay? There's nobody that can do that. You're going to have some people say, oh yeah, man, we got some people that are working inside of TransUnion, Equifax. They're full of it, okay? Understand. I want you to really, really understand that. There's nobody on this planet, okay, that they can tell you they can delete something from your credit report, because they can't. They do not have the power to do that. All right, rule number 2 is there is nobody that can tell you how much your score is going to increase or decrease while you're in their program. All right, because every single file is completely different. You can run the same program across everybody's file, and you're still never going to be able to gauge how much each person's individual score may rise or drop. There's a lot of determining factors: age of credit, their payment history, their utilization, how many credit cards they have, how many installment loans they have. There's so many different factors that can change throughout the entire process. It is not possible for anybody to tell you how much they can make your score rise or drop at any given time, or how much a deletion is going to raise your credit score. Okay? I want you to really understand that, because there's so many people out there that are going to tell you, I'm going to raise your score 200 points. Yep, it's not possible. Okay? You're not going to know how much a person's score can rise or drop. So when someone says to me, hey man, so if I get into your program, how many points you gonna raise it? You gonna raise me like 120? Like 200? That's immediately disqualified client, because they don't really understand what the whole purpose of credit repair really is. Now, you just heard me say something very important: a disqualified client. See, if you're going into someone's program and they don't even look at your credit report, they don't tell you what they see, and they don't describe to you what they see and what you're up against, that's an automatic red flag, okay? Because you have to know what you're looking at when you're looking at a credit report. You can't just say, yeah, man, we're going to get you in a program, give me 6 months, we're going to delete all this. It's all going to be gone. That's false. That's fake, okay? Nobody can tell you that, because it's illegal, one. There's something called the Credit Repair Organizations Act that is created to protect consumers, because there are companies out there that are misleading people and telling them what they can or cannot delete, how much your score is going to rise or drop. You can't do either one of those. So when somebody is getting you into their program, you need to understand what you see on a credit report, and they need to be very, very clear as to what they see, because there's a lot of potential issues on credit reports. It's not just about getting deletions. It's a two-part process. You have to work to try to clean up as much as you can, and then work to build positive information also at the same time. Because if you don't have enough positive information and then you just start deleting stuff, you're going to be back at square one. So it has to be a two-part process. Tear down as much as you can, and then add positive trade lines and start building positive information to see exactly where the score can go. Now, another thing that will disqualify you as a client with me, okay, is if you're saying, yeah, man, I'm trying to get into a house in like 6 months. Excuse me? You want to buy a house in 6 months? Did you look at your credit report? So you've lived with these items for your entire life. Let's say 6 years, 4 years, 3 years, 2 years. Okay? And you expect somebody to delete all of these negative accounts and just wipe it away. It's just bye-bye, it's gone. And then now I could just get into a house immediately. No, unfortunately, that's not how it works. Okay? There's nobody that can make that happen. Again, I'm going to tell you that. There's nobody that can make that happen. I'm going to tell you a quick story about a client. Okay? This client is what I call a unicorn client. It's not very often that this happens, but it happens. Okay? We have great success stories. But this specific client was one of those, I call them a ghost client. They work with you for a little bit, they follow the steps, and then they disappear. And they let us do the work, which is fine and dandy, but then they make a grave mistake. He went and purchased a home. We got his score high enough after 8 rounds. Each round is 35 days. He got a score high enough that he can qualify for a home. I don't even want to know what his interest rate was, okay? We had no idea until we saw the hard inquiries when we pulled his new report, okay? Now, what he did is he qualified to get a home, still had a bunch of charge-offs. For whatever reason, that lender got him approved, okay? It can happen. Don't believe it doesn't. It can happen. But what he did was, all the positive credit that he had, he maxed out every single credit card to pay for his refrigerator, his stove, his washer and dryer. Because guess what? He didn't have any of those items. He didn't realize, oh my God, I got to pay for all these items to have my new house. The point of that story is for me to make you understand, if you go into any program, it's about building financial stability. You have to change your mindset and work to try to clean up as much as you can off the credit report and then build your positive file. Building your file is very important, and preparing yourself to make better financial decisions as you move along in life. Because if you're trying to just jump into a home right now, when it's the worst time to purchase a home, do not let these lenders and realtors let you know and convince you, oh man, you can refinance your house later on. Just get into this house right now. Yeah, you're going to take that negative equity with you. They're not telling you that. Okay? So preparing yourself for the future is very important, and making better financial decisions. Okay? And preparing yourself for it. Because this client didn't prepare himself for all these expenses he was going to have to make. And he's going to continue to make bad financial decisions because he's not following the process and he's not being coached. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. That way you find out every time we drop new content. And make sure that you drop some comments in the comment section. Drop some emojis. Tell me if you like the video. Tell me if you want to hear about a specific topic that I haven't talked about. I'm going to add it to the list, and we're going to keep dropping content that subscribers really want to hear about. I'm going to clear everything up in this industry. Everything from credit cards to credit repair to how to travel for free. Everything credit. We're going to cover that. Now, if you're looking to work on your credit, we are a full-service credit management company. We created the most advanced DIY program in the industry. We cut out all the nonsense. For $50 a month, we'll create your custom Metro 2 attack letters to attack all the negative items on your credit reports. This is crazy, okay? It is the first of its kind. $50 a month, we're going to create your custom Metro 2 letters, email them to you, you print them, you mail them out certified mail, and you're done. You don't have to read modules. You don't have to do all these crazy nonsense and learn about credit. None of that. We cut all of that nonsense out. We're the first in the industry to do that, okay? Now, if you haven't already, hit that bell notification. That way you find out every time we drop new content and when we're going to go live, because you never know when I'm going to go live. Also, we do have a Metro 2 full service program, and we do also have a pre-litigation full service program. Link is always going to be in the description. You can always find all of my trusted links in the description of every video. Always remember, last part's the most important. Now, a very important part to understand about any type of credit repair process that you go into is what the process looks like. What type of letters are they creating? What type of process are you getting into? Is it Metro 2 attacking? Is it pre-litigation? Or are they just going to send cookie cutter template letters? Now, let me put this up on the screen. I'm going to put this up. This is the letter that came from somebody. Okay, as you can see, I left the date on it. This has not been altered or doctored. This is one of the oldest letters that's been in the industry. When I got a hold of this letter, it was 2016 when I got a hold of it. This letter's been around much longer than that. I think it was around 2008 when it became very popular and it became very effective against the credit bureaus. So what did the credit bureaus do? They started to create Metro 2. This was when Metro was around, when it first came to light, the CDIA and the Consumer Data Industry Association creating the process of Metro 2 to ensure that everything is accurate on your credit report. But then it turned into I call it the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, and it turned into Metro 2. They want it to be much more accurate and complete and fair because that's how it's supposed to be. So now these letters are becoming less and less more effective, and when people get deletions, they think this letter works. No, the only reason why you got a deletion because it could not be verified, it was not accurate, and it was not complete. And the credit bureaus have two choices: either delete the item or update it to be accurate. What choice they choose is going to be up to them. It's not up to the credit repair organization. A very important part to understand about credit repair is that you can't come to a credit repair organization, okay, and say, hey man, I need you to delete this from my credit report. That's not how it works. You can't tell somebody that you want them to delete something. No, I'm sorry. Because not everything can be deleted from a credit report. Now let me repeat that. Not everything can be deleted from a credit report, because if it's accurate, complete, what else do you got? So there has to be an end road to the process. You cannot just keep sending letters until your face turns blue. So there has to be an end road. This is why these massive credit repair organizations are being sued by the government, because they're misleading people, and these people on their programs are in there for an eternity. Now there's some people with absolutely destroyed credit files. Okay, you got charge-off city, you've got collection city, you've got late payments galore, and you're unrealistic as to what your goals are in life, and you think you deserve credit. Nobody deserves good credit. Good credit is earned. You got to work to get to good credit. It takes time. You can get there, but you have to understand that there's no magic genie out there that can just delete anything from your credit report. I want you to understand something that is very, very important. There is no such thing as an easy item to delete, whether it be your personal information, an inquiry, a collection, a medical collection, a charge-off, a student loan. None of it is easy to delete. You are trying to and attempting to delete historical information from your credit reports. Remember that, okay? There's people that say, oh man, that's easy to delete, I got this. But no, there's no such thing. Okay, there's different levels of delinquency. A collection is pretty bad. A charge-off is even worse. A charge-off is an absolute nightmare. And the biggest nightmare are late payments. I absolutely hate late payments because people don't understand the severity of them and how they're holding their score down. So they're just like, hey man, I got all these late payments. What we gonna do, bro? Can you do something? Can you do something? Like, dude, you've destroyed your credit. Now we're gonna have to try to come in there like a medic and put all the band-aids and stop the bleeding, okay? But you have to understand, again, there's no such item as an easy item to delete. Think about it like this. When you were in school and you got an F, you're like, yo, if we could just break into the principal's office and change that F into an A, we can fix this. This is exactly what you're trying to do as an adult. I want to leave you with this last message. This isn't about being negative about the industry, but it's about giving you clarity of what you need to be looking for and what to expect and setting the expectations for yourself properly, because you have people that come out here and they're like, yo, man, so how we going to get to that 800, man? I need you to get me to an 800. That's not realistic, bro. Okay, that's not realistic to have that thought process, because for someone like myself that is in the high 700s, how long did it take me to get there? Okay, people that are in the 800 club, how long did it take them to get there? It takes an average age to get to an 800 with a very, very basic file, 5 years. Okay, 5 years. There's some people that have been able to achieve it in 3 years. Okay, if their file is built properly, which is insane, right? 3 years, holy shit. Over an 800, yes, it's possible. But you want to go from absolutely derogatory, destroyed credit files and get to an 800 in 6 months or a year. It's just unrealistic. Set your expectations and understand what you got yourself into, and really dive into your credit report to see what you have, so you can understand what you're up against. There's no such thing, remember what I said earlier, as an easy item to delete. And there's also no such thing as, it's just not that bad. Bad is bad. Now you have to fix it. Now you have to try to figure out how, if it can be deleted, okay? That's the hardest part about being in this process that people don't want to understand. Can it be deleted? You're not going to know until you go through the full process of a successful process, okay? And it can't be the same for everyone because everyone's credit file is different. And always remember, subscribe to increase your credit score.